It is April 2026, and if you are still applying to jobs with a traditional resume, you're already invisible to the algorithm. The black box of neural recognition patterns now decide your career before a human recruiter ever wakes up. You are spending hours formatting PDFs, tweaking bullet points, and hoping a hiring manager will see your potential. But there is no human manager looking at your application. There is only the machine. Stop guessing and start mastering the exact semantic weights required to win. We have officially cracked the code on the 2026 AI interview gatekeepers by mapping specific latency benchmarks and high signal architecture. By aligning your professional data with these hidden algorithmic biases, you can bypass the automated filter instantly. This is how you transform your profile into a high-level placement magnet. Imagine securing a high-level position the moment you hit submit, because your profile perfectly matches the neural recognition patterns of 2026. We are breaking down the blueprint to help you master the specific semantic architecture that triggers instant hiring triggers. Do not let a machine reject your potential ever again. Before I completely deconstruct how these artificial intelligence filters actually read your profile, expose the exact plain language translation of semantic weights, and give you the precise architectural blueprint from my book, The 2026 Career Architect, to dominate the automated video interviews, hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell. I post daily videos showing you exactly how to navigate the global labor and capital market using cold, hard engineering logic. You do not want to miss these execution protocols. Stop fighting the algorithms. It is time to learn its language. Grab a notebook. We are going to rewire your professional identity. Welcome back. I'm Dr. HR. To understand why my approach to the career architecture and talent acquisition is aggressively different from the comforting, obsolete advice provided by university career centers, you must understand my underlying structural logic. I hold a PhD in Human Resources, a master's from prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences TISS in Mumbai, and a bachelor's in Computer Engineering. I do not look at job applications as a social introduction. I look at it as a raw data transfer. Operating on the ground here in Dubai since 2010, consulting for Tier 1 corporate entities, and managing elite outplacements hub like Namaste.ai, they have removed the humans. Today, we are going to translate the complex machine learning concept into plain, actionable language that anyone, whether you are a senior software developer or a traditional marketing manager, can understand and execute. Let us systematically deconstruct this survival protocol through 5 distinct phases: the death of the keyword, mastering semantic weights, the high signal architecture, beating the video AI, and the high-stakes transformation. Phase 1, the death of the keyword, the provocative reality check. We must first diagnose the exact debilitating vulnerability of how you currently apply for jobs. For the last 15 years, the primary strategy for beating the applicant tracking system ATS was keyword stuffing. Career coaches told you to copy the words from the job description and paste them invisibly into your resume. If the job asked for a leadership, agile, and budgeting, you just made sure those exact words were on the page. The old software was dumb. It just counted the matching words and passed you the next round. In April 2026, the keyword is dead. The systems scanning for your application today are powered by large language models, the LLMs, and advanced neural network. These are artificial brains. They do not just count words, they read for context. They deploy neural recognition patterns. Think of neural recognition like a master chef tasting a meal. And old ATS was like a machine checking a grocery list. Do you have flour? Yes. Do you have sugar? Yes. But the 2026 AI is the master chef. It does not just check the ingredient, it tastes the cake to see if you actually know how to bake it. It understands how the ingredients react together. If you just list the words leadership on your profile, the AI assigns it a value of 0. It knows that anyone can type that word. It is looking for a pattern of a leadership. It scans your entire career history to see the relationship between the problem you faced the action you took, and the mathematical results you achieved. If you're still sending out a traditional resume filled with a generic buzzword like team player, passionate, and result-driven, you're speaking a dead language. The AI looks at those words, categorizes your profile as low signal noise, and instantly deletes your application. You are invisible because you are failing to provide the machine with complex structural data it has been programmed to crave. Phase 2, mastering semantic weights, the technical deep dive. To bypass these advanced automated filters, you must learn how to feed the machine the exact data it wants. You must master semantic weights. Let me translate the semantic weights into the plain language. In artificial intelligence, semantic means the true meaning or intent behind a word. Weight means how much value or importance the algorithm gives to that meaning. When the AI scans your profile, it assigns a heavy weight, the high value, to the specific, undeniable proof of action. It assigns a lightweight, low value to the vague opinion or generic claims. Let us look at a real-world example of how to fix this. The amateur profile, the low semantic weight. I am an experienced project manager who successfully led a team to deploy a new software system, saving the company money and improving efficiency. A human might read that and think it sounds nice. The 2026 AI reads that and assigns it a score of 0. Experienced, successfully, and improved are subjective opinions. The AI cannot verify them. There is no heavy data. The Apex operator profile, high semantic weight, directed a cross-functional team of 12 engineers to deploy an Oracle SCM cloud architecture over a 90-day sprint. Eradicated legacy administrative bottlenecks, reducing onboarding latency by 40% and generating a verified 1.2 million dirhams in annualized operating savings. When the neural network reads this second version, the algorithmic bells rings. It assigns massive semantic weights to Oracle SCM cloud architecture, specific technical context, 90-day sprint, defined time frame constraint, reducing onboarding latency by 40%, mathematically friction removal, and AED 1.2 million verified financial outcome. The AI connects these heavy data points. It recognizes the neural pattern of an elite operator who understands how to identify a bleeding wound in a company and permanently fix it. To transform your profile into a high-level placement magnet, you must ruthlessly audit every sentence you have written. Strip out every single adjective. Strip out your opinions about your own work ethic. Replace them with heavy, undeniable nouns, specific software architectures, and hard mathematical outcomes. You do not tell the machine you are good. You force the machine to calculate your greatness. Phase 3, high signal architecture, structuring the data. Now that you understand the semantic weights, you must understand how to format this data so the machine can digest it flawlessly. You must build high signal architecture. The artificial intelligence scanning your application is incredibly powerful, but it's also lazy. It wants to extract the maximum amount of certainty within the minimum amount of processing power. If your LinkedIn profile or your application is structured as a massive block wall of text, the AI has to work too hard to find proof. You must format your professional identity using a strict, machine-readable architecture. In the 2026 Career Architect, I outlined the absolute necessity of problem, action, result, the PAR algorithm. Every single role on your profile must be structured as an algorithmic input. 1. The environment, the context. Give the machine the parameters of battlefield. Example, recruited into a struggling logistics division managing a $50 million supply chain with a 15% error rate. 2. The execution, the action. Give the machine the exact structural tool you deployed. Example, deployed Lean Six Sigma methodologies and value stream mapping to redesign the warehouse routing logic. 3. The extraction, the result. Give the machine the final mathematical output. Example, drop the error rate to 2%, recapturing $4 million in lost margin within 6 months. When you structure your profile in this exact 3 steps format, you remove all the ambiguity. You are speaking directly to the AI's programming. You are handling the algorithmic, a perfectly formatted equation that proves you generate a massive return on investment. Furthermore, you must eliminate all formatting garbage from your document. Do not use creative resumes template with sidebars, dual columns, custom graphics, or embedded photos. These visual elements confuse the optical character recognition (OCR) and parsing engines of the AI. A confused AI defaults to rejection. Keep the architecture clean, linear, and aggressively focused on heavy semantic data. Phase 4, beating the video AI latency benchmarks. We have now bypassed the initial resume filter, but in 2026, the tech scan is the only first gatekeeper, the true test and the place where the 90% of the candidates are eliminated. Is the autonomous video interview. You will receive a link to a video portal. There is no human on the other side. An AI avatar will ask you highly specific behavioral question. The amateur believes the AI is just listening to the words they say. This is a fatal misunderstanding of the technology. The machine is conducting a massive biometric and cognitive audit. It is measuring latency benchmarks. Let me explain latency in plain language. Latency is the delay between a stimulus and a response. It is a pause. When the AI asks you, describe a time a critical project failed under your leadership and exactly how you mitigated the fallout, it is staring at a timer. It is measured exactly how many milliseconds it takes for your brain to process the high-stress question, formulate a coherent structural strategy, and begin speaking, and stumble through an excuse. The AI logs a massive latency failure. In the algorithmic logic of the machine, a high latency response to a crisis questions indicate biological panic. It indicates that you do not actually possess the executive reflexes required to handle a real-world corporate disaster. How do you beat the latency benchmark? You must train your biological reflexes. Rule 1, the anchor posture. The AI tracks your microexpression and physical stability. You must sit in the center of the frame. Your lighting must be flawless. Use a 3-point setup to eliminate shadows that confuses facial recognition. Do not fidget. You do not touch your face. You project the cold, calm, sovereignty of an apex operator. Rule 2, the 0-second bridge. You cannot afford to pause, but you also cannot afford to rush and say something stupid. You must use a 0-second bridge. The moment the AI finishes the question, you instantly deploy a pre-programmed structural opening statement to buy your brain time to retrieve the data. Example, when diagnosing a critical project failure, I always isolate the structural bottleneck before addressing the human error. In 2024, I faced a similar supply chain collapse. You answered immediately, satisfying the latency benchmark while setting up your data-heavy response. Rule 3, the modular story vault. You do not make up an answer on the spot. Before the interview, you construct a 5 highly detailed, data-heavy stories using the problem-action-result format. And that covers leadership, crisis management, innovation, conflict, and budget optimization. You memorize the core data point. When the AI asks a question, you do not panic. You simply retrieve the correct modular story from your mental vault and deliver it with zero hesitation. You must prove to the machine that your cognitive processing speed is unshakable under pressure. Phase 5, the Namaste.ai bypassed the high-stakes transformation. We have defined the semantic weights. We have structured the high-signal architecture. We have mastered the latency benchmark of the video AI. Now you must understand how the global elite actually deploy this profile. You must execute the high-stakes transformation. Even with a perfectly optimized profile, applying through public generic job boards like traditional LinkedIn is a low-leverage activity. You're dropping your data into an ocean of noise alongside millions of other desperate candidates. The apex operators bypass the public trash bin entirely. They utilize verified, exclusive outplacement and talent acceleration hubs like Namaste.ai. Namaste.ai act as a definitive bridge between the elite operator and executive boardroom. When you construct your neural recognition profile using the exact architectural blueprints we just discussed, you do not send it to a generic HR inbox. You anchor your professional identity within a verified ecosystem. This is ultimate bypass. Companies in Dubai and across globe trust platforms like Namaste.ai because the talent pool have already been pre-filtered for high signal architecture. When you apply through these specialized direct apply pipelines, the receiving AI algorithms are pre-programmed to treat your data with extreme priority. You are no longer an unknown variable, you are a cryptographically verified asset. Imagine securing a high-level position the moment you hit submit. This is not a science fiction, This happens every single day in the 2026 market. It happens because the candidate stopped complaining about the unfairness of the algorithm and started speaking its language natively. When your profile perfectly matches the neural recognition pattern, when it is devoid of emotional fluff, packed with the heavy mathematical outcomes, structured for instant parsing and backed by low latency video performance, the machine does not reject you. The machine flags you as a mandatory acquisition. The algorithms automatically routes your data directly to the vice president or the CEO, bypassing the middle management recruiters entirely. Look closely at the document you are currently using to prepare your entire professional life. It is a relic of the past. It is filled with generic opinion, soft adjectives, and messy formatting. If it is, the machine has already deleted you. The black box of AI hiring is only terrifying to the amateur who refuses to understand the engineering. To the architect, the black box is the ultimate leverage. Stop guessing. Discard your traditional resume, audit your semantic weight, master your latency benchmark, route your verified capability through elite hubs like Namaste.ai, and transform your profile into an undeniable placement magnet. Do not let a machine reject your potential ever again. Engineer your reality so the machine has no choice but to hire you. Process the data, execute the strategy, and I'll see you at the top.